Hey guys, so I wanted to make this kind of as informal as possible because I feel like those are the kind of videos I do better, and I feel like I can improv it and like say what I want better. Aside for this glare of light, I'm just kind of sitting on the drive-thru, so the lighting will change and the wheel direction will change as well. But if you've never seen my face, hello! If you have never seen my face before, hello, my name is Catherine Christian, and I would love it for you guys to subscribe to my channel. The link is down below or at the end of this video right up here. And today I'm just going to be talking about my experience in college and mainly my experience my freshman year of college. So I did ask you guys to ask me questions on my Twitter and my Instagram, which are right here and down below. Not a lot of people ask me questions, so I'm just going to put that towards the end of the video since I can't base the whole video off of those questions. I'll just kind of tell about my own personal experience. I currently am attending the University of Northern Iowa, and I am a music performance major right now. I guess my experience is based around the fact that I am a music major in a kind of performing arts area degree and not a normal like business degree or science degree. I guess like the first thing is that as a music major, we are automatically in our major classes right away. So when you go into college, you're not automatically taking your major classes, you're just taking the extracurricular classes, I would say. We call them at my school LACs, or Liberal Arts Core, and there's a ton of them that you have to take. But in my major, we're only allowed to take 2 semesters, so I'm very lucky that I came in with college credits. Sorry, had to pay. So that's my first tip, is going into college, make sure if you're still in high school, make sure to take as many college credit classes as you can. That way you aren't paying as much to take those college credit classes later. And when you're taking those classes, make sure those are actually counting for credits, because I have taken a few classes that don't count for college credit. So they were just there, but I feel like which was kind of a waste, but not really. I don't know. We'll see. I know this is also going to be very sad, but I am driving while doing this, so I apologize if one, you can't see my face because of my steering wheel, but two, if I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the road. I promise I'm paying attention to you guys wholeheartedly. I'm just paying attention to the road. As I said, it's going to shift a little bit when I move around. Ooh, let's talk about rooming. I had a very good rooming situation. I think what I learned in college is that a lot of petty things get in the way when you room. This is not from personal experience. Well, it's kind of from personal experience, but like the really petty things are from witnessing it and other roommates around me in my hall. I noticed that a lot of things that have happened and caused really huge arguments have just been from not communicating and not respecting each other's spaces and realizing that what you're doing is like not okay, if that makes sense. Like if you're gonna go out, make sure you take care of yourself and not go overboard on like what you do when you go out, because that kind of caused some of the rifts and some of the roommate experiences. For me, my roommate experience was pretty good. We got along really, really well. There was just like a minor argument that we got towards the end of the year, but that was because we were just getting really frustrated with the end of the year and everything. When you're rooming together, you have to realize that you're gonna get frustrated with being with each other all the time. You're gonna get frustrated with finals and like being stressed out. You're gonna be so stressed out you might take it out on your roommate. That's another piece of advice I have for you, is realize that sometimes when your roommate like kind of snaps at you, it's because they're frustrated or stressed out, and that is perfectly fine. I'm just gonna leave you there for right now because you can still see my face and my double chin. I am so sorry. And you have to realize that you're gonna do the same thing, so it's okay that they're doing it to you, because you probably eventually are going to do it to them. I learned that I have to be independent and I have to be who I am. It took me a while, but I was able to find my bearings and I was able to like do things on my own without having my friends there, or like finding out who I am through my independence of being not around my parents. Going home after being in college and being able to do your own things, go to bed at whatever time, eat whatever you want, eat with whoever you want, whenever you want, do whatever you want kind of thing, with a little bit of restrictions because of like your classes, but I mean, you can skip those, but I don't recommend. It was weird going home to your parents who have strict set rules for you. Like my parents have strict kind of rules for me. They like even make sure I go to bed at certain times, which is kind of annoying for me, but like they still do it, and like I have no control over the fact that they will come into my room and kind of glare at me to make me to make me go to bed. Anyway, I've noticed that even with my friends and their parents and everything, like when they go home they feel like they're being treated like 5-year-olds. That's kind of frustrating, but at the same time your parents miss you and they miss seeing your face, and they kind of like miss having you around. And like my parents are empty nesters with me being in college because I'm the youngest. They're not used to not having anyone in the house, so they like really amped up their babying, I'll say. So you kind of have to prepare yourself for that when you go to college. Another thing you got to prepare yourself for is debating whether or not you want to go to class. I say go to class even if you don't want to. There was a class that I had that I kind of didn't want to go to class all the time because of like it was boring for me, like I wasn't what I expected it to be. I only skipped that class once, and it was to write a paper for the class. Don't recommend waiting until the last minute to write papers. Really do not recommend. You will regret it and you will procrastinate, and you're putting that stress on yourself. And I did that too. Both semesters with 2 different classes, so I really do not recommend that. That's a tip that I have from my sister actually. Don't procrastinate on your papers. Like if you're doing a research project that you know about throughout the whole entire year, she said to split it up into chunks and then do it throughout the semester. That way you aren't stressed about doing all of it all at once, which I thought was a really good idea on her part. You're gonna make and break with your friends that you make in college because they aren't really your friends. Like I didn't make my solid group of friends until the 2nd semester of college. Out of that group of people, like there was one specific person who I know like for certain that we'll be friends for like the rest of our lives. And like it also helped that I'm in a sorority. If you guys didn't know, I'm in Alpha Delta Pi at UNI. Sorry. Being in a sorority helped me make friends because it's hard for me to make friends, and like when you join a sorority you kind of automatically get like 70 plus new friends depending on the size of your sorority. And it was nice because it helped me like integrate myself into the UNI community more and like be more into things, and it helped me become more active. So like if you're thinking about joining Greek life, I recommend going through recruitment. I think that helped me make friends, but what I wanted to go back to with the whole friend thing is that sometimes you really find who your friends are because they can just use you, or they aren't true friends, or they're like a half friend or a part-time friend. I have one of those, but what are you gonna do about it? High school friends, unless you're like heart to heart, like really close, you're not gonna stay friends in college. Like it's not really a proven fact, but honestly it's so hard to remain friends with someone when you're in college from high school, especially when you go to different schools. Like you both have to put forth the effort to be friends with each other, and you have to make sure that you talk to each other all the time and you hang out with each other when you can, or visit each other, because it's so hard being friends with someone when you don't see them all the time and when they're at different schools. And people change in college. Like I definitely changed in college. I definitely have blossomed in my personality. Last thing that I'm going to talk about is the fact that I am in a performing arts degree. I am a music major at my college. I know a few of my friends are, I shouldn't say a few, a lot of my friends from high school and friends in college are also performing arts or arts area. I know a lot of parents aren't supportive of the degree because of the fact that there's like no way you'll get a job. Yes, that's true. There's not really no way you can get a job. I mean, it's going to be a bit harder for you to get a job. It won't be as easy as, say, if you were a business major or an education major, because everyone is always looking for a business degree or a business major. There's so many teaching positions open. But when I went into college, my parents weren't very supportive of the fact that I was pursuing this kind of degree. They always said, have a backup, do something that will back you up just in case this doesn't work out for you, always have a backup, blah, blah, blah. Going down those lines of not being supportive of my degree because of what it was. And I mean, yeah, my oldest sister went to college as an equestrian major and switched to a dance major and is now working in a business place. For me, it was hard realizing that my parents aren't supportive of my decision to be a performing arts major because because what I want to do after college is play in a pit orchestra, either on Broadway, off Broadway, or touring. It's hard for them not to be supportive like they're supportive of me. They like, over the year, they've become more supportive of it. They're not like exactly 100% go you, you're doing great, like go you, this is gonna get you a job. Like, I know that it's not a 100% sure if you're getting a job kind of thing. It's something that I'll have to work really hard for, and but it's what I'm passionate about. And that's another tip for me, is be in a job or follow a major that you're passionate about, because I love playing my bass. I love being in an orchestra. I just love what I do, and I really recommend just being in doing what you love. And it's okay to change your major. A piece of advice that my sister had, my oldest one, Elena, that had switched from equestrian to dance. She said it is okay to change your major, and that is perfectly fine to change your major, because you may change your mind and you might realize that, hey, this may not be for me. If you know, like, are 100% sure that this is what you want to do and your parents aren't exactly supportive of it, I say go for it, even though you know you're not going to have this decision or the support of your parents or family, because it's not their life, it's yours. So I think that's my biggest piece of advice, is that it's your life. You gotta decide for yourself for it. The last thing for this video is the one question that I got is from Madeline, who is my grandbaby, so thank you for being the one person who asked me a question. What was the biggest difference between high school and college, or like what was the most difficult part of transitioning? My biggest thing was that you get to pick your own class schedule and figure out your day, and that part of figuring out my day and knowing what I have to do and everything, that was the biggest challenge for me. I had to schedule my time, make sure I'm using my time wisely, so like time management for me was a huge thing. My bass professor actually gave me this huge thing where it's like, you have to be your own manager, you have to like set your time, make sure you're doing everything that you need to do like do everything to the best of your ability. So I think that's my biggest thing from transition from high school to college, is that I learned to manage my time better and make sure I'm in charge of everything that I am in charge of. That was it for this video. Comment down below any additional questions or pieces of advice that you guys might have for anyone or for myself. Just comment that down below. Make sure to follow my Twitter and my Instagram. They're right here. I post all the time on my Instagram. I kind of sometimes post on my Twitter. I do ask questions on my Twitter, or ask you guys to ask questions, and I would love if more people would ask me questions next time. That would be great. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel. It is down below or at the end of this video up here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Ding dong, a lang, boom,